Good morning, my beautiful friends. So, we're preparing for Hogmanay. So, Hogmanay is a fire festival, and like I said in the last video, it's celebrated because for a long, long time, the celebration of Christmas, the way we know it, was banned in Scotland, and so the celebration of the season moved to Hogmanay, which is New Year. So, New Year itself is a huge fire festival. It's a huge party. It's a lot of fun. So I hear in Scotland, and of course we keep it here in our house. But there's also preparing for Hogmanay and some of the ancient traditions that go along with it. So I thought I'd spend some time this week going over things that you can do to prepare for Hogmanay and preparing for that new year, that cleaning of the space and the house. So we're going to talk about ritual cleaning. We're going to talk about other rituals that you can do, and we're going to talk about intention. So we're going to start off by thinking inward in our lives. What do we need to clean? So, the cleaning of the house, getting ready to, I love going to hotel rooms. I travel a lot for work, and I love going to hotel rooms because the beds are all made and everything is fresh and clean, and it's terrific. And then, I'm in the room 20 minutes, and it's a disaster zone. But, for that first 20 minutes, it's amazing because everything is so fresh and clean and lovely. And that's what we want to do for the new year. But we want to start that internally. What do we want to do inside of us to prepare for that new year? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull a rune and let it tell us, something to consider. So if you are not familiar with runes are actually not Celtic. I read the Elder Futhark, which is Germanic, and unlike other divination systems, this doesn't predict the future. This is just a meditation tool. There are lots of different tools that you can use, and folks will say, well, you can't read runes, you're a Christian. Sure I can. I'm a grown adult. I can do whatever I want. So I keep some runes in my other stones in my rune bag. These runes come from Scotland. I also have runes that my niece made me for Christmas that have to be run through smoke. I keep a green man stone to just remind us of our connection to nature. I have 2 stones from the Isle of Iona, which is in the Inner Hebrides of Scotland. One that I picked, which is this one, and one that I bought at the store. I keep a pendulum in here, just in case we have yes or no questions we want to ask. I have a stone from Iceland. And I have a St. Bridget's coin. Yeah, so we're a Bridget medal and a Mary medal. And so we just ask Spirit to pick a rune of, today's theme is letting go. So what do we need to let go of? That can be physical things, things to get rid of and purge and clean. I just went through all my clothing. I've lost quite a bit of weight recently, so I've gone through and donated clothing. What do you physically need to get rid of? And what do you need to get rid of mentally or spiritually or emotionally? What do you have to let go of? And sometimes that can be hard. I'm a Scorpio, and sometimes we hold on to things. I've worked really hard in my adult life to not hold on to things. Sometimes I want to have the last word. I always want injustices to be made just. So in my perception of whatever that may be at a given time. So, when we're letting go of things, it can be situations that happen to us, situations maybe that we caused. It can be people who have hurt us or wronged us or whatever. We have to let them go. And if you're a person who wants to be like, well, no, you were wrong. You didn't ask me what happened. You made assumptions, and then you unfriended me on Facebook for no reason and never spoke to me personally about any of it. If you're holding on and harboring that, when you sit and you talk to your spirit guides or your higher self or whatever, you can have the last word, but nobody's listening, right? Nobody's listening. They've already decided. So there's no sense in holding on to that. One very practical, handy thing that you can do if you are a person who needs the last word is write it out. Or if you're not a writer, you can do a voice recording or whatever. Say whatever it is you need to say to get it out of your head, and then burn it or throw it away. Get rid of it, because sometimes you just want to say things and get them out of your head, and put words to your feelings of how people have treated you or mistreated you, and then you can let it go. It isn't always necessary to talk to the person, because they're not listening anyway, and their mind frame is set on whatever whatever outcome they've already decided on, and all it will do is frustrate you, because no matter what you say, they're not going to listen. So, but you want to say what you have to say, so say it. And that's part of the process of letting go. We let go of people, we let go of situations, we let go of clutter, we let go of all kinds of things. But in order to make room for 2025, we have to have the process of letting go. And it could be limiting beliefs. It could be bad habits. Everybody always says, well, I'm going to quit smoking on New Year's. You should do that anyway. You should wait till New Year's to do that. But you can use your clean slate however you want. And remember that it's your slate that you're cleaning, right? You don't want to clean the slate of other people. They have to clean their own slates. So the letting go process is something that you can do as a group. It is something you can do, with your partner or your spouse. But really at the end of the day, you're only responsible for your slate and what you can do differently in the new year. So we're going to pull a rune just to see what I should get rid of. And when I was thinking about all of the things that we think about when we're preparing for the new year, we want to really be mindful of what we're doing, what we're saying, how we're acting, right? And so that's something I want to bring in to the new year is this mindfulness. But in order to have that mindfulness, I have to let go of something. So let's ask Spirit what a focus should be. I don't really feel called to pull cards with this today. I'm going to let the rune stand on its own. Let me just ask Spirit to pick one rune of something we should let go of. Interesting. What I should let go of is literally chaos. It's the Hagalaz stone, which translates to chaos. And that is something I should let go of. Chaos can mean a lot of different things, but let me read to you. If you're new to the channel, this is the book that I use, that I have all my Rune Stone meanings in, and I have leaves in here, I have recipes, I have my herbal remedies, and all kinds of things that I have in here. Hagalaz is one of the menacing stones. There are 3 menacing stones. Hagalaz, Thurzaz, Hagalaz, Nothus, and Isa. Hagalaz means hail. Nature, wrath, chaos, being tested, overcoming obstacles, warning, time of correction, frustrated, radical change, bad news, regression, inner harmony shattered, don't cross the line, know your limitations, things that can't be changed, unavoidable cycle of life and suffering. And there's no inversion. And this is what I'm leaving behind, right? So one of the things I learned this way, way, way long ago is that there are 3 kinds of people. There are people who live all in the past. There are people who live always looking to the future. And there are people who live in the present. And you want to be a mixture of the 3, but you definitely want to live in the present. And I have a tendency, and I work very hard to, think about the past and have it inform my future, but there can be a limit to that. My mother was fantastic. She always marched forward. She never looked to the past, but sometimes she would forget, well, that happened before because, we did that before, so there's a balance that's needed, but I think what Spirit is saying, and one of the reasons not to bring in cards is because I know what this means. I need to not carry the disappointments of 2024 into 2025. So, there's family frustrations, there's work frustrations, there's friendship frustrations. My feelings have been hurt. I've hurt the feelings of others. I've made apologies where apologies have been accepted. that I can't do anything beyond that. You know, and I don't want to carry that negative energy into 2025. So I need to spend my time today, today's letting go day, writing down, you know, the tests that I've gone through, and think about what I've learned from them. I need to look at the obstacles that I've overcome and take the lessons from them, and leave the frustration and the angst and the anxiety behind. I need to leave the frustration behind and truly start fresh. You know, where there's been bad news, I need to leave that behind. Where my inner harmony shattered, you know, when friendships have gone south and people aren't who you think they are and people don't behave the way you expect them to. And then just understanding that, you know, some things are just a cycle of life, and that's the way it is. So as you're doing your work today to prepare for Hogmanay, I am wishing you all the very best and light love. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.